Hi everyone, welcome to another quick session. In this session, we will discuss a few other vulnerabilities, authorization vulnerabilities. So, vulnerabilities occurs when an application fails to properly enforce access controls, allowing attackers or illegitimate user to bypass restrictions and access data or function they should not. Number one is insecure direct object reference. What happens? The app exposes internal object, for example, uh, account 123 without verifying user authorization. So, insecure direct object reference. So, changing the URL to account 456 to view another user's data. So defense validate access control on every request. Attacker modifies IDs to access data. If in exam, CISSP exam, they talk about object ID modification to access data, so that is insecure direct object reference IDOR. Next one, directory uh, traversal. So in this attack, the attacker manipulates files paths to reach restricted directories, right? So we have, um, if we have multiple paths to reach the directory, uh, attacker try to manipulate that path. For instance, uh, if we have password directory on Linux servers, so attacker or illegitimate user try to exploit or try to manipulate that directory. Thus, attacker could, exploit it. So, what could be the best defense in this for this particular uh, to prevent this type of attack? Inputs sanitization, correct file permissions. Permission on Linux server is a very important thing, or even Windows machine. So attacker uses to escape restricted folders, right? So if we see in CISSP exam, they talk about attacker uses to escape restricted folders. So that means they are talking about this directory traversal attack. The third one, file inclusion. A inclusion vulnerability. The attacker tricks the app into loading unauthorized files. Local file inclusion, load files already on the servers. Remote file inclusion, pull malicious code from an external server. So what could be the defense in order to prevent this type of vulnerabilities? Whitelist allowed files, use secure coding practices. So attacker injects or includes unauthorized files, right? If they talk about the attacker injects or include unauthorized files in CISSP exam, look, it could be local or remote as we discussed. So it is file inclusion vulnerability. So key takeaway for CISSP exam is uh, for exam question focus on how attacker bypass access control and on the preventive measure. So, for instance, enforce access validation on all resources for insecure direct object reference. Apply input sanitization and path validation for uh, traversal. Implement file whitelisting and secure coding for file inclusions. So for insecure direct object references, access validation, uh, for directory traversal attack, input sanitization, and path validation, and implement file whitelisting and secure coding for file inclusion. So these are the exam tips, and these are deauthorization vulnerabilities. I hope I would be able to explain about this topic. Thank you so much for watching this session. If you have any question or comment, please share in the feedback and comment section.